Hello, welcome to level 11. In this case, we're being asked to find the central angle of the sector. And in this case, we're given the radius. We don't know the arc length, but we do know the sector area. Okay, so we know the area of the whole sector. We just don't know the central angle. All right, so let's go and solve that. All right, so let's do the calculations. Because we're given the sector area, I'm going to use the sector area formula. So sector area is central angle at a 360 times the area of the circle, right? It's a fraction of the area of the circle. And we know the radius and we know the sector area, so I'm going to replace sector area with the sector area and the radius with 2. So I have pi times 2 squared divided by 360. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to simplify this side. So I'm going to do pi times 4, which is 2 squared, and I'm going to divide that by 360, and that's going to give me a nice little decimal. Okay, so let's do that. Here's the handy dandy calculator. So pi, p, times 2 to the power 2, which is 4, divided by 360 degrees is equal to this huge decimal. Okay, I'm going to keep this decimal in the memory of the calculator. All right, so, and on a handheld calculator, by the way, I think you just press one of these. I think it's M plus. Okay, so now I have something in memory. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my next step. Okay, so that number, which, let's go back to the calculator for a second. That number, I'm just rounding it to 0.35, just for writing purposes, but I'm keeping the number in the calculator. Okay. Okay, so to get my n alone now, n is being multiplied by 0.035. I want to get rid of the 0.035, so I'm going to divide both sides by the 0.035, right? And that will give me, now I'm going to use the calculator, okay? So I have 8.6219, and then I press MR for memory retrieval. Okay, so divided by, did I press divided by? Divided by, no. Memory retrieval, there it is. And so that's the way it works on the handheld. Instead of just using the copy and paste, you can use those as well on the computer, but I would just use the copy and paste. It's a little bit easier. Okay, and that gives us a nice number of 246.99924. Now this one, I think if we're rounding it to, 3 decimal places, well, that's just going to give you 247 degrees. But let's just keep to the habit of rounding to 3 or 4 or 5 decimal places. Okay, so I'm going to round, and that gives me 246.9992 degrees. Okay, and let's go and put that in our answer. All right, so we just paste our answer in from the calculator, and I'm rounding to, let's say, the 4th decimal place, so the 4 tells the 2 to stay at 2, and then we have to remember to put the degree symbol and enter. All right, and that's how you find the central angle given the sector area and the radius. Have a good day.